Hey everybody, Lauren here. Thank you for joining me. And today we are going to build out um, kind of long-term goals and we're going to break them down. I like to call it granular because I'm a very big picture person, but the steps in between and the action items tend to overwhelm me sometimes. And so what I've learned to do is um, take my big goals and say and engineer it backwards. What does that look like from a monthly, weekly, daily perspective? And then add metrics to that. Metrics have always been something that I haven't been the best at, but you got to start somewhere, right? And today we're going to use Canva to do this because I I have a free account. I do not pay for it, but Canva actually has some really, really great templates that you can adjust and modify to really essentially whatever you need. And today we're going to take a workflow and turn it into a visual breakdown of long-term into short-term goals. So first, we're going to go to a home page because that's where you'd start. Again, um, this is a free account and no, I am receiving no compensation to do this. It is very much just that this is what I've always used, and I want to show you guys how you can make the most out of your tools and resources. And Canva didn't used to have all of this stuff, but they have a ton now. So all we're going to do is type in workflow. And you'll see it comes up with a whole bunch of different structures and designs, all sorts of good stuff. So let's pick one out and work with it. Let's see. I want one that almost looks like a organization structure. Um, Team project tools, flow chart. Let's see what happens if I say flow chart. Okay, so here's a different look. And let's see. I want to do, I like colors, and that helps me really organize things for myself. So I'm gonna use this one. And the cool thing is when you click on one, it'll show you more like that. And so you have a whole bunch of other different options. And actually, I like the side to side a little bit better. So we are going to bright colors, except for that's pro. So if you have a paid account, you can have this, but I do not. And the great thing is I can change the colors. So that's not a problem. We're going to use this one. And so all you have to do is click on that, customize the template, and boom, there you go. So the cool thing is it's already got everything there for you. And so all you have to do is start deleting things out. You don't want to delete all of these things because these are lines and text boxes that you can very much use. All you have to do is duplicate and change the copy on it. Okay, so we're gonna say, we'll say duplicate. This is the sign for duplicate. And we're gonna take our move box here, maybe, there we go. And we're gonna say, um, We'll do 6 month goals. I say 6 months because sometimes if you go to 1 year, that's a little bit too far in the future, and a lot of things can happen in a year or even in 6 months. But this way, um, it's a little bit more manageable time frame, and that way you start with 6 months, and then you can break it into 3 month time increments, and that also gives you the chance to reevaluate halfway through the year and say, where am I? Do these goals still look the same? Where do we need to shift around? And this is super easy to shift around. Okay, so I don't know why this is back here. There was a grid back there that is really bugging me for some reason. Okay, that is gone. Okay, so 6 month goals. Let's say um, you want to um, get certification. Okay, so we're gonna move this up here, and you'll see that it has these lines that will show you when things are in alignment. Get certification, and we're gonna go make that bigger so we can actually see it. And you know what I want to do is I like bright colors. And so we're gonna go over here, and I want this to be um bright green. No, I didn't want the line bright green. I want this to be bright green. There we go. 6 month goals because I like bright colors, and um green to me means like green light go, like you got it, or you achieved it, I guess you might say. So I'll just expand that a little bit, move it over. Okay, so getting certification. Um, delete that. I don't need the line, so we'll delete the line. And another cool thing about these flowcharts is look what you can, well, that one didn't work. It's trying to prove me wrong, isn't it? When you see this circle right here that connects go hollow, whoops, I didn't want to delete it. Um, that means it's connected. And look, you can move it. Yes, the words don't move with you, but you can move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. Anyway, um, okay, so let's do get certification. Let's do purple. I love blue, so we're gonna do this color of blue. And I also love orange. There we go. Yeah, look at those bright colors. Okay. So I've also done this for mapping out products and prices. So you could do this with a lot of different things. And then I'll show you in a little bit how you can do this, a breakdown like this, but have it for like just the getting certification purple or just the blue or just whatever we put in orange. So you can also have a further breakdown to really give your brain that like the mental flow, the mental structure. And if you are somebody who has clients or are doing a presentation, man, this gives a really good visual layout so that you can make it easily presentable. Um, and again, this was a workflow. This was a org chart. So again, we're not using it as an org chart, but it can be used as a goal breakdown or something else broken down. Maybe a project management if you don't want to use a Gantt chart or something like that. um, a project management timeline. Okay, so get certification, 6-month goals, get certification is kind of a personal one. Um, let's do um herb garden. You want to make an herb garden at home. And then the last goal is um create, let's see, plan and research trip. Okay, so all of these things can be trackable and can be broken down into here's what I need to do, here's the steps I need to take. So let's say get certification. Okay, so you say um, price so that you can remember what that looks like and maybe. Maybe the price is you can do an all-in-one or you can do a payment system. And just so you can remember, because God forbid, if somebody asks me when I'm not looking directly at the information, if they say, Lauren, what could this cost? What's the payment structures or what are the payment options? I'm like, I don't know. I could find it for you, but I don't remember. And so this is a great way to be like, let me pull this up and I can tell you. Um, a little bit like pulling up a spreadsheet or something if you're a spreadsheet person. But let's say you can come up here and do a bulleted list, and you could say price is 1,500 one-time payment, or um, let's see, math is not my strong suit. So let's go to my calculator and say um, 1,500 divided by 12 because it's going to be over a year. 125 a month. Let's see, 125, or let's make it 130 a month because typically if you pay all in once, it is cheaper, or if you pay monthly, it is a tidbit more expensive. Okay. Okay, so then I want this to match what I was doing. I want this to match my box. So price. Lovely. And these can also move. So we're going to connect that. And this is actually quite easy to move because you're like, what happened to that thing? And, or I can do this and I can just move it up, move it. I like to move it, move it. You can tell that I like the movie Madagascar and I like that song because I think it's catchy and fun. Okay, so look, you see how easy that was to move, but it still stays connected and you can move these how you need. Or you can also duplicate those and put them somewhere else and they will do the exact same thing. Okay, so price, we have 1,500 one-time payment or a 130 a month if you want to do monthly. Okay, so nope, that's not what I wanted to do. So steps. What in the heck do I need to do to get this certification. I don't know why I have another text box there, but okay. All right. So again, come up here and do bulleted. Um, let's see. I need to study 3 times a week. I need to um, post in group 1 time a week and take final test certification and take final test certification. Okay, there we go. So we're going to make this a little bit bigger because that's a list. Move this up, move this up so we can see it and things because we need to be able to see it. And again, we are going to make this purple. Yay, purple. Okay, so there we go. We have our steps and we have the price. We know how much it is and we have our steps. Here's what we need to do on a daily, weekly, more of a granular viewpoint. And so then you can plug all those into your actual schedule and say, okay, I know what I need to do. This is what's going to allow me to get it done in um, 6 months, even though we priced out 12 months, 6 month goals. All right, herb garden. We want to spend less money and we want to um, grow herbs because we also like to cook, but produce is expensive, more so depending on where you are in the world. Okay, so price, let's say all in to do, we're going to do this ourselves. So say price all in would be, um, we'll go with $500 because I'm in the United States. So $500 all in. And in this case, you could do, again, a pricing breakdown and say, we're going to move this. Whoops, we're going to move this up. We'll move this over because we're going to put a breakdown so you can see that. And then we'll come, you know what we're going to do? Right. We're going to duplicate this. Easy. Let's not make it too hard on ourselves. I like to make things too hard, but you don't have to do that. Okay, so that includes um, plants and seeds. That includes um, plant bed or maybe do a greenhouse. And then you can put price breakdown next to these so that you know an estimate of how much you're gonna spend. You get that breakdown of, okay, here's what I need to do, what all the individual itemized costs are. And then you come down here and I don't need the bold one. I don't need this. You come up here, move it and say, okay, what are the details to doing this? You need um, date, um, create, um, plant bed on here in the US, they tell us not a good idea to plant outside until Mother's Day, which is usually the first week of May. So we'll do 5/5 because Cinco de Mayo, May 5th. Why not? Um, okay, so purchase materials on, let's say, April 25th because then we won't get them too early and we'll have them ready to go. And let's see, create reminder, create maintenance reminder reminders. Okay. I say that because I need maintenance reminders, or else I have been known to completely forget about watering plants. And let's just say I do not have a green thumb, and I can almost kill any plants that are living. Also, my family has environmental allergies, so I can't really have plants in the house. Whoops, that's not supposed to be purple. Come on, y'all. Okay. So blue. So there is your breakdown, or the beginnings of a breakdown anyway, for creating what the materials are going to be, and then putting the reminders so that your herb garden actually grows, right? Because that's kind of important when you're making an herb garden. Um, and I guess one other thing we could have in here is um, um, what plants put in the garden, because you probably want to know what you're going to plant, so you're not just doing what I do and stand in the store and be like, what do I want to do? Um, and some plants grow at different times, so that's also a factor. Okay, you see how this is not only the box is moving. So we need to connect this, which again, you see that hollow kind of um, circle under my crosshair. But now, and it still didn't work. Come on, Canva. There we go. So now, yay, there we go. It moves with me. Yes, our text doesn't move with us, but that's fine. Move that up so it's all in the box. Make my box just a smidge bigger. Okay, so now we have that breakdown. We have our color code, so we know certification is purple. We know herb garden is blue. Maybe I should have made herb garden green because it's green. Anyway, okay, plan and research trip, because my family wants to take a trip in 6 months to maybe 9 months, and you want to have it, you have 6 months to plan, and then it's 3 months away, something like that. Okay, so let's see. We want to go, um, we want to go on a cruise because I really like cruises. And again, we're going to do kind of what we did with the um, herb garden. We're going to move this over here. We're going to put the main price in here. We're just going to duplicate that and not make it too hard on ourselves. And then a cruise, we're going to say for my whole family, we're going to make my family a family of four, two adults, two kids. And we're going to say for the cruise with that, it is nice round number of $5,000. Okay. So $5,000, and that, here we go. My list will include um, air, airfare, um, food, if I can spell right, food, drink, packages, um, let's see, excursions, and um, souvenirs, because whether I tell myself I'm not going to buy anything to commemorate my trip or not, I'm usually wrong when I say I'm not going to do that. So I'm not even going to say I'm not going to do that, and I'm going to plan for it, right? Okay. So airfare to get to cruise port. And you know what? I can't really see that. So we're going to connect this. And you see how that went? We're going to connect this one. And then we're going to move this one down. And we're going to expand this one. And then we're gonna fix this baby because it doesn't need to be like that. Okay, do you see how I did that? I just grabbed the arm right here and made sure my arrow was facing the right way. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna get rid of the line because I don't need the line. Okay, again, here's my list. All right, so what do I need to do to plan and research? I need to know what cruise, well, I guess first dates. Date options for trip. Um, Cruise line options based on locations of ports. So where do I want to go and what are my cruise line options for who is going there? So see, I can expand that and move it up a tiny bit. And don't let me forget, y'all, that this needs to be orange. Okay. Okay, so date options, locations for ports. Um, let's see. Are they family friendly or is it an adult only boat? Because that makes a huge difference when you're at the when you're on sea days and your kids are like, I am bored out of my mind and no, I can't go to any of the clubs or um, the activities are boring and I don't want to go sit and play bingo for a while. So that's a very big consideration. Uh, 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 um, oh, another thing is because kids tend to like to eat a lot and I get hangry, my kids get hangry. So dinner reservations, that is a big one. There are some things that, you can figure out as you go. How about excursions through uh, cruise line or independent? Okay. One thing I've learned with cruises is that sometimes the independent, like at port excursions, are better and a better price if you do that. So you want to look at that, and that way you might actually be able to see the port a little bit better as well. Because if you're going to go to a destination, um, not saying that the cruise lines don't know destinations as well, but they may not know destinations as well, or support the locals too. I'm trying to get a hold of this line. There we go. Okay, now did that. No, that did not connect. Come on. There we go. Oops. Double clicking on my things. Don't want to do that. What am I doing? Oh, that's why. Okay. Okay. So now that we can mostly see that, let's do this. Okay. So that was kind of a bigger list, but let's do this. Let's move that out. There we go. A little bit cleaner for you. Whoa. Okay. And let's make this orange because should be orange. I don't want to make the text orange. You can tell by the options up here what you're going to color because do you see how I have the text selected, but only my text color does that? So sometimes I might have to move this. Now you can see my selections have changed. There we go. Now I can come back and move my text up. And now look at that. We have a nice breakdown. We can move it as needed. And as your goals for the 6 months change, you can so easily change what this goal is and what the breakdowns are. Now, let me show you one more really cool thing that I like. Okay, so we're going to come down here and say add page. And if you want to then further break down, maybe by date, you can come up here and duplicate this. And look at that. So now you come and say, we are just going to um, we're just going to do certifications. So you change this to certifications, not certificate, make that purple, make all of these purple. Okay, you see where I'm going with that. So now you can do a separate one for certifications, a separate one for herb garden, and come down and make a list of all the actual materials you need. Maybe the greenhouse, maybe the company you're going to use, get quotes for from giving you a greenhouse. If you're building just a wooden raised bed outside, you can do like what is lumber going to cost and really break it down granular and itemized so that you can see that and you have the information instead of thinking, oh my gosh, this is going to be expensive. Oh my gosh, what do I need to order? And, you know, it helps you time plan a little bit. So if you can do this 6 months goal out front, knowing what you want to do for the right now anyway, and map it out for yourself. And something I like to do is then have this, you can download it and or share it. You can share it so you can other people can come and see it. They can comment on it. So if you have this and um, say you're going to do a presentation at work and you have something like this, you can come up here and share it with somebody and allow them to comment and give you feedback on it before the presentation and make any tweaks you need to. So that's really cool. And you'll get, you don't have to add them to your Canva, but they'll get an email and a message saying, hey, Lauren has shared her presentation with you. Hop on and you can lock it so they can't change it, or you can unlock it right here so that they can um, make edits, adjustments, anything like that. Um, so you can have that breakdown. You can have multiple pages and you can really get granular for yourself and have that really good visual breakdown. And one thing I like to do because I am kind of a multi hybrid person with I like my color coded digital stuff, my technology, but I also always have to have my written down. So you can color code this with if you color code your planner at all, and then your brain correlates it. So something I really, really like to do. And again, you can see just how easy this is. And I don't know, I like to have fun with it. I like to kind of use my creative process with this and say, "Oh, yay, I can play with this. I can make it look exactly how I want." So it's definitely something you can do. And again, there's so many other things you can do with Canva. And I mean, some of the cooler things are paid, but I haven't found that I really needed paid. I've found that I can make something work with all of the templates and make it look really cool. But there are so many different things that you can do with Canva and just the free account. And again, I am not getting compensated for this by Canva. This is just because it's a tool that I really like, and um, I I don't know. I think it's a really, really great resource, and there's so much you can do with it. So if this information was helpful for you, if you want to see more like this in the future, please like, subscribe so that you can see my next tutorial and what I will be um, helping you visualize to build out. And I just realized that I didn't connect those. Anyway, squirrel. I hope that you have enjoyed this, and it was my pleasure to show this to you, and I hope that this helps you in your future goal planning. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and share if you think that this would help anybody else.